The biggest difference between creators who make it and creators who burn out is easily defined. I've been a full-time freelance creative for over 10 years. During that time, I've gone through a lot of difficult lessons. It's not been a straight path for me. I'm going to share everything that I've learned over the past decade that I wish that I could share with myself 10 years ago. I think this is going to be something that's going to take place over multiple videos, but I'm going to start with this one. Creators who succeed know their exact monthly number and have multiple revenue streams to hit it. They are not just posting and hoping. Me personally, after living through every creative cycle, the feast or famine, the burnout, the clients from hell, endless revisions, dealing with equipment breaking, theft, all sorts of things, I can tell you that every successful creator does this exact financial plan exercise that I'm going to walk through with you. Here's what we're building today. A financial roadmap for your life spread across 5 spending categories. Then a revenue plan showing exactly how you can make 10K a month as a creator in 2025. So get your phone out right now and then open the notes app and then make something called like creative life budget, or I'm going old school with a pen and paper, because you're going to do this exercise with me as we go. Okay? This is something that I've done before and I'm going to do it again this week. Sometime next week, I'll come back with all of the real numbers from my process as well to share. Because creative careers are a series of reinventions and each one needing new financial targets and direction. So category 1, location and environment. Open up Zillow right now or whatever's in your area and then search 3 cities that you would actually live in. This isn't a mood board dream projection. This is a short-term goal with a sprinkle of delusion. So if you're in Cincinnati and you're like, I would live in LA, I want to be a creative in LA, we're pulling up LA, okay? And then for those 3 cities, within the city, write down city 1, average 1-bedroom rent. City 2, average 1-bedroom rent. City 3, average 1-bedroom rent. Add cost for utilities, for internet, and for basic costs. Put that all together and that equals your total monthly housing cost. If you're international, since this is a projection, you can use Claude or any AI to get those living expense numbers like utilities and internet and stuff like that. But I want you to look on a website that has apartments or houses for rent and find the one that you want. Don't use AI for that because you want to know this is exactly what would work. Factor in creative needs because environment shapes output. For example, I need natural light and more space than I think the average person does. I have this thing where I pace throughout the day like a dog. I get up and I walk to every room. I do like kind of a lap and just exercise my free will to remind myself that I'm not trapped. Personally, for me, when I'm cramped, my content suffers. When I have open space, it flows. So pick based on what amplifies your work, not just price. So write down your city choice and your exact monthly costs. That's line 1. Okay, category 2, creative workspace. You need a dedicated space for creating. Your workspace needs natural light or good lighting. It needs a door that closes. It needs a space for equipment. I like to have a really big flat layout space, a necessity for me. So think about what you need and then find a space that fits all of those needs. It's important to have a good background for video calls because you're going to be doing a lot of those. That's why you can't just use your bedroom. Go back and search for listings with a home office or second bedroom. If a 2-bedroom costs like $400 more than a 1-bedroom, that $400 directly increases your earning potential, because if you take a client call or create content for work and you don't have a bed in the background, it's worth it. Now add Workspace Premium to housing costs. That's budget line 2. All right, category 3, tools and equipment. This is part of your 2025 Creator Toolkit. All right, what do you need? You need a phone with good camera. You might already have one that works, but if not, it's like $1,200 or something like that. And then you need a laptop for doing heavier work. That's around $2,000. A basic lighting setup is like $400 or something like that. Microphone setup is very important. I just used the DJI Mini. I think it was under $200. External storage. Now add that all together, that should be around like $3,000-$4,000 or something like that. And then monthly subscriptions, that's important as well. So like editing software, maybe like $100 a month, and then cloud storage. I use AWS, it's like $30 a month or something like that. Design tools, another $30. Total that all together and then add that up as well. So write down the one-time investment and then monthly recurring costs, and that's line 3. Okay, this is where most people stop, but we need to keep going. Now category 4, personal development. We need to stop creating in private. The whole grind in private, succeed in public thing is done. We are outside now. But I know the irony of me saying this while I'm in the middle of a 30-day lock-in challenge, but just know that's an exception, not a lifestyle. We're outside now, okay? You want to go to one major conference yearly, and that's gonna be maybe $2,000. Local meetups monthly, that's coffee, drinks, whatever, our gallery opening, a skills workshop quarterly, something that improves you, but in a group, so you can do it as a community, improve your skills and increase your network. Online communities, stuff like school, there's some really great communities in there. You don't need to be just starting out to be in these communities. There's some really heavy hitting experts in some of these communities, and the camaraderie and just having someone to bounce your ideas off of or hold you accountable is worth it. And then content travel, maybe 4 times a year, every quarter. Get out there, go to the beach, go on a weekend trip, get a cabin, do something just to feel your creative juices and get a change of perspective and scenery. And I think it's also really smart to budget a few $100s for growth opportunities each month, maybe $300 or $400, just in case there's something that comes up that's an opportunity you want to be able to act on it, because the ROI in that might be way higher than any of these other things. And if you don't have the available budget, you're gonna miss out and you'll be sad. So that's category 4. All right, category 5, life expenses. This is the tough one. Okay, so make lines for food, transportation, health insurance, personal spending, emergency buffer. Emergency buffer should be at least what 1 month of personal spending is. And you're going to need to estimate those values for yourself based on what you currently spend and adjust for what your ideal creator lifestyle is. Add those all together and then find your total monthly minimum, and be sure to adjust for the target city, not the city that you're currently in if they're different. So that's line 5, life expenses. Write that total down. All right, now we're going to go to total life costs. That's line 6. Add all 6 lines together. That's going to be about $5,000 to $15,000 monthly, with $10,000 being the comfortable creative life target for major cities. Okay, cool. Got it written down. Now, here's exactly how to make $10,000 a month as a creator using 4 different revenue streams. That way you're not relying on just one. No more feast and famine. The first one, service-based income, is your fastest path to cash. This is where most creators start and stop. So look at a couple things. What can you charge consulting on your expertise? Is it $150? Is it $500 an hour? Social media management, $2,000 to $5,000. Monthly content creation packages, $1,000 to $3,000. You can do strategy development, which would be $2,000 to $5,000 per project, and then monthly retainers, which is anywhere from $2,000 to $10,000 reoccurring. Now, how to position for premium rates. Try to solve one expensive problem instead of being a I can do everything type person. Package 3 clear options to solve that one problem. Show before and after results. And you need to earn a minimum of $2,000 per client to protect your time. Once you have a framework of that, go out and book 3 discovery calls this week with the goal of having $3,000 a month revenue within the next 90 days from those discovery calls. The next one is something that's really popular right now, which is digital products. Digital products, the income while you sleep. What sells in 2025 is templates that save people time. You can get $50 to $200 for those. Mini courses, which would be $200 to $500, something within your expertise or your niche. Preset packs, that is support files for whatever creative avenue that you're in. Notion systems, if you're building Notion templates, which I'm trying to work on right now, once you finish those templates, if they worked for you, they'll work for someone else. You can put those Notion templates up, and depending on the size of your audience, you can end up getting between $50 and $150 for those Notion templates as well. Resource libraries. If you're building a resource library as a creative, which you are, those resource libraries are something that can be shared, but they have a value within them as well. So you can get $30, $60 for those resource libraries, even if it's a font pack. So for those digital products, instead of just spamming your stories, you can have a launch system that works. So build an email list to 500, create a product solving one problem, and then take it and price it at 10 times the value. Launch it to the email list first, and then drip it down to social channels, and iterate your package and your delivery based on buyer feedback. Look at your expertise. You know something that someone out there will buy. Start building your first product this week with a target of $2,000 to $3,000 monthly within the next 6 months. This next one is also very popular right now, which is community revenue, reoccurring revenue, the holy grail. You have Discord, you have Circle, you have School. Monthly group coaching would be a couple $100s a month, and then monthly mastermind groups, which could be anywhere between $500 and $2,000 every month. A good way to launch a community is to pick 20 people that already exist in your community and have them be like the seed community members. Give them a crazy good price to get them in the door, and then be sure to double down and deliver insane value over the next 90 days. They will be your ambassadors to get more people into the community. That initial group testimonials, that will be your marketing to get new people in at full price. A good target would be maybe like $2,000 monthly for 50 members at $40 a month each. And then there's content monetization, and that's the long game. Creators see content monetization as the first step. I think that's a big miss. I think that you need to check all those boxes above for yourself to get the value you deserve in the marketplace for content monetization. And then within that, there's different revenue opportunities at different levels. If you have 1K followers, you can do affiliate sales, 10K followers, brand partnerships, 50K followers, speaking fees, 100K followers, you can do major deals. Get paid for appearances. Focus on high ticket affiliates with 30% or higher commission, and then sponsored content within your niche. We're shooting for $1,000 to $1,500 for platform monetization, and then $200 to $2,000 a month for teaching what you know to your audience. This isn't something that happens in 30 days or whatever. Our target is $2,000 a month after the first year. Now, your portfolio math for $10,000 per month as a creator would be something like $3,000 from services, $2,500 from products, $2,500 from community, $1,500 from content, and then like a $500 buffer, which equals $10,000 monthly revenue sustainable. Once again, this isn't a sprint. You don't have unlimited time, and it also takes time for what you apply to grow naturally on social media as a creator. Don't expect to have this all done in 90 days. Let's talk realistic timeline. In the first 3 months, the goal is to book your first service client. In the next 3 months, that's when you're hoping to launch your digital products. After that, the goal is to be able to have enough of an audience that you can launch a community. And then once you have service clients, digital product sales, and a community, then the goal is to start monetizing your platform itself. Then, having those 4 revenue streams in place, the next step is to scale and bring those 4 revenue streams up so that you're earning a consistent $10,000 per month split between the 4. All right, this week's action steps. Calculate your exact monthly expenses using those 6 categories. And then choose your first revenue stream. Outline 3 service packages or 1 digital product. Book 3 calls or create a product outline. Share your numbers publicly. Give them to a friend. Put them on threads, because transparency accelerates results and isolation kills dreams. I'm doing this exercise myself this week. I'm mapping my next era, and I'm sharing my numbers next week. I'm going to put in the good, the scary, the realistic, because that's how we all rise together, through transparency and through honesty. Your starting point is irrelevant. We all are starting from our own zero. What matters is knowing your target and creating multiple paths to get to it, because that's what separates artists that struggle from creators that thrive. So open your notes right now, pick your path, and then take action today, not tomorrow, not next week. We're already here, because your creative freedom costs exactly what you calculated, and it's completely achievable if you start building now. Peace.